Yo, Elliott.
Yo, Elliott, as we grow as men through this program, I think we need to reconsider our past friendships. What should we be looking for within our old friendships and new friendships? You know, I'm going to jump out here and say that I have a habit of just burning bridges. And I'm not saying that that's the way we should do it as people. It just happens to be a pattern I recognize in my life. And so I have stages in my life, as many of you may experience as well, where there are people that are appropriate for who you are and what you're doing. And then as I evolve, I almost... It's not that I disdain or regret or have remorse to the people that were associated with the past Elliott. I just literally cut and run. And I think it has something to do with my tendency to jump into new projects, jump into new ways of being, And like, if you've been following me on YouTube, you totally get it. Between my two channels, I have over 2 million subscribers on my YouTube channels, and half the people I lost already. So, you know, you're talking in terms of friends. That's on a deep microscopic level, like, you know, close to the trees. So you're dealing with the trees. I deal with like forest situations too. So high concept situations. So I'd seen this in my own life. It was so funny because I remember I guess I knew myself the way I was when we were seniors in college, and we were getting ready to, all the seniors say something nice before the last game of the season. Cause of course it was gonna be our last game, and everybody's saying all kinds of sappy stuff. And I'm not trying to be a tough guy. I'm just telling you the way I am. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me. And all the guys are like, we're going to stay in touch. You guys are my boys forever. There'll never be anybody like you and me and we together ever again. And like, I dug that. I was like, yeah, I understand why you say stuff like that. But then when it was my turn to stand up, I was just transparent. I was like, you know, this is probably the last time I see or speak with any of you ever again. And, you know, it was kind of shocking because I was friendly and we were friends. We were good friends, and, you know, we'd spent a lot of time together. But I made no allusions to the fact that, like, I'm about to step into another phase in my life and y'all have nothing to do with it. What do old football buddies have to do with the fact that I'm now going to graduate school and studying exercise physiology? I guess what I'm saying is that maybe this is why I have no friends. And you're asking me about past friends. I have no past friends, because when I'm ready to go and do what I'm about to do, if you're not coming with me, goodbye to you. Again, and it's not a matter of resentment or bad feelings towards those people. It's just, I move, bro. I move fast. And I say this, number one, just for transparency's sakes, because you're asking me the question and I just want to be honest about the way I am. But I think many of us would do well trying that out from time to time. You say, I need to consider my past friendships, but what is there to consider? If there's no more attraction, if there's no more congruence, I don't need to consider. We just don't fit together anymore. There was a time when, based on who we both were and what was going on in our lives, that we fit together. But now that my shape has changed, we just don't fit together, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to rationalize it. I don't have to apologize for it. It's just like, hey, dude, we just don't fit together no more. And so friends fall away. I think that's a way to describe it also, right? Like, I used the term burn bridges before as if I'm like actively trying to break things off, but really they just fall away. Just like when you start fasting, how the weight just falls off. You don't have to will it away. It's just based on what you're doing and who you're becoming. The weight just falls off. I think it's the same thing with friends. I think it's the same thing with jobs. I think it's the same thing with even thoughts and ways of being. As we do things differently, we become different, and thus the environment around us begins to shift and change. You know, we like to make everything a high concept, but this whole idea of law of attraction is really not that mystical. Law of attraction basically means if I'm a certain way, then the world around me is going to reflect the way I'm being. Based on my imprint, I mold the world around me. And if my imprint changes, then the mold around me is going to change just by virtue of my imprint. Your life is your imprint. You look around your life, is the thing, anything that you don't like, you have to ask yourself, how am I imprinting that on my experience? And if these friends no longer reflect what I become, then they magically disappear, or they magically change. In other words, they start to take on your form. That'll happen a lot of times also. I've seen that. So like I talked before about how I have, like, you know, millions of subscribers, right? But like, where the hell are all of them? Well, I'll tell you what, there's a small fraction that are here that basically grew with me. And so you could I start out with 1 million, and maybe I have 10,000 now. But those are the ones through all the morphing, all the changing, all the evolving, all the different imprints that I put out into the environment sort of either grew, or at some point they were already it, and they were like, oh, boom, stronger attachment, stronger imprint. They were ready for that imprint. So what should we be looking for within our old friends? Don't look for anything within your old friends. Look for who's still around. That's a better question, right? Like, be you. Let the Lord guide you. Let God guide you and mold you and lead you. But then look around and see, okay, who's still here? Who's not here? Who showed up? As you change, new people will show up. What do they say? Show me the top 5 people you spend time with, and I'll show you who you're going to become, right? You could also say, show me the top 5 people you spend time with, and I'll show you who you are. Is it a matter of me bringing these top 5 people in my life so that I become something? Or is it these top 5 people are here because I am something? And if I want to become something else, maybe I could change the people that I'm around, or maybe just because I change, the people that are around me are going to change.
Yo, Elliott.